Welcome to my artist presentation. For this presentation, you will need a blank paper, a pencil, and a mirror or a cell phone. You will be drawing and designing. I'll give you a moment to prepare yourself. In the meantime, I want you to take a deep breath. Sometimes we don't do this enough. Sit still and just be. During this time, focus on your breath. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Let your mind clear of all the things you have to do. Your to-do list, daily cooking, or your readings. Be still in your body for a moment. And when you are ready, you feel safe to do so, close your eyes and lower your gaze. I invite you to imagine a hot, sunny day, standing in a garden. Feel the soil between your feet and the sun on your face. What does that feel like? Is the soil firm or hard, or soft and squishy, or both? You then notice some flowers below your feet. You want to get a little closer, so you crouch down. What color is it? How big is it? How small is it? As you look at this flower, you notice the pollen on it. The flower is fresh and has gone to full bloom. You then notice a bumblebee flying by. It suddenly lands on the flower. You can see its antenna, its black and yellow stripes, its stinger, and its tongue as it sucks up the nectar of the flower. The bee draws you in closer, and you decide to follow the bee home. Where is it going? You wonder where their hive is. Ah, at last. It's beautiful. It's golden, yellow, hexagon-shaped sections with so many bees at work. Take a moment to watch and see what it's building. When you are ready, draw what you saw. What was the honeycomb shaped like? Where was this bumblebee's home? Was it big or was it small? Take a moment to pause the video and draw as long as you like. Once you are ready to move on, click the play button and continue. Honeycombs always sparked my curiosity, and when I saw the art created by Aganithia Dykes, I had to research more about it. Who is this person that uses honeycomb to create beautiful work? Well, let me tell you more. Aganithia Dykes is an artist that pushes the limits of equality. She uses familiar objects that we use in activities from daily life to express her humor, debunk stereotypes, and to think in non-binary way of life that can be portrayed by using honeybees. In her interview in 2014, she says that bees are sculptors, and as a sculptor herself, she wanted to learn more about honeybees and work and collaborate with the bees to make art. Some of the art can be objects or activities used by people everywhere, for example, doing laundry, cooking, or even deciding what to carry in a handbag. Born in the late Great Depression, she was raised by Mennonite parents, which she pushed boundaries of worldviews and individuality. Her art uses feminist view to bring value of nurturing, homemaking, and raising children as a serious undertaking that society needs to know. She does not want to be stereotyped as a Mennonite, and she does not believe in the values they have, but her art has influenced her growing up with Mennonite parents. Mennonite culture judged art making as frivolous, if not downright sinful. But what was learned while growing up is making do with what you got and use only what you have on hand. When Aganithia opened her first studio, it is when she left all her frustrations of expectations, being told she wouldn't survive as an artist, and all the negative thoughts about herself was out the window. She was able to explore who she was and who she wanted to be, and the value that life is worth more than what others say and of its expectations. Her art is a bridge between art and life by creating life all over again. It also brings forefront humans that we are not machines and making things work all around us, but the symbol of busy bees at work. Although Aganithia's work is not seen in a literal context, but also to be seen as a transformation state, to be manipulated, to be captivating, and investigating further to see what it can project in your own daily life, which you might not have seen right away. A few questions Aganithia wants people to ask when reviewing her work are we related to the environment or are we part of it? What can we do to make things more friendlier for our pollinators? So here are my questions for you. What if there are no longer bees in the world? Would our lives change? Are we part of the bee community? Are we living with them, among them, or destroying them? How can we help them while they help us? How can we continue to be sustainable in our everyday life? In a book called Aganithia Dykes Collaborations, written by Burnaby Art Gallery, she says, "We are bees and bees are us. How much poison can we pour into the planet and the cycle of life before they both cease to function?" Before we dive into my second artist, let's go back and do some drawing. We are going to do some contour drawing. Find your paper and pencil. Grab the mirror, or if you're using your cell phone, put it on camera mode so as if you were taking a selfie. Place it high enough so that your eyes cannot see your piece of paper. Keep your eye on yourself and use the pencil to draw lines. Ideally, this can be done without lifting your pencil, or if you want, you can lift your pencil. But the objective is to not look down at your drawing. Just try. So my second artist, I will introduce you to Ailish Henderson. She's a textiles and fine arts teacher from Northeast England. She takes paintings, drawings, and other forms of art into embroidery art, or textiles. She started drawing as a young age and kept all her drawing books. She had ideas all the time in her head, and it would transpire onto paper. She would have stories to tell and why she would sketch or draw the idea. Once she is finished with the idea or it had been drawn out, she would play around with textile, fabrics, and other forms of media to plan a garment and add materials and embroidery to the illustration. In an interview, she says stories come from the heart and that the story or concept is actually more important than the finished piece. Your life has great memories and experiences. You don't need to share your diary, but the stories and memories you have can be translated to art. She hopes that those who view her art isn't always looking at her story that she has created, but to help others find their stories in their own artist way. After reviewing these two amazing artists, I'd like to leave you with a few pondering questions. Is sustainable art gravitating? What does the act of making mean to you physically and emotionally? Is there a connection? Ailish's question to you is, what is your repair?